Section 4.5, solving inequalities using addition and subtraction. In the section, we will write and solve inequalities, and it is basically the same as when we solve equations. So the goal is the same, get the variable on one side and all the numbers on the other. And what we do to one side, we have to do to the other. Okay, the only difference is when we graph the solution for an inequality, the solution, instead of it being one number, will be a range of numbers. Okay, so let's try this first one. Solve x minus 2 is greater than negative 1. Okay, so we notice here we're subtracting 2. So to get rid of that 2 on this side, we need to add 2. And if we add 2 on this side, we need to add 2 on that side. So then it becomes x is greater than 1. Okay, and if we want to graph that, we will use a number line. So x is greater than 1. So we go, just like in the previous section, we go to 1. And let's see, here's 1. We're going to keep it as an open circle because it's just greater than. It's not greater than or equal to. If it was greater than or equal to, we would color the circle in. But since it's not, we would just have an open circle, and it goes all the way to the right, like that. So, meaning 2 could be a solution. So let's look at, if we plug 2 back into here, 2 minus 2, is that greater than negative 1? Yes, 0 is greater than negative 1. All right, how about if we tried, remember, our solution is x is greater than 1. How about if we try 5? 5 minus 2 equals 3. Is 3 greater than negative 1? Yes, so it's also a solution. Now, what if we tried something over here and we tried negative 4? Negative 4 minus 2, that equals a negative 6. Is negative 6 greater than negative 1? No. So we know our solution here is correct. Okay, here's another problem. K plus 1.5 is less than or equal to 0.5. So we know we're adding 1.5, so we're going to subtract 1.5. Do that to this side as well. So then K is less than or equal to negative 1. Okay, so let's find negative 1 on our graph. Number line, it's right here. It is less than or equal to, so we know we need to color the circle in. And less than or equal to means we're going to the left. And let's just do a couple of checks to make sure that our solution here is correct. So let's pick one over here. Let's take negative 5 and plug it back into our original. So negative 5 plus 1.5, what is that? Negative 3.5. Is negative 3.5 less than or equal to 0.5? Well, here's 0.5. So yes, that's true. And then what about if we chose a number up here? Let's choose 6. So 6 plus 1.5, that equals 7.5. Now is 7.5, is that less than or equal to 0.5? Here's 7.5. Is that less than? No, it's greater than. So this is our solution, and our graph accurately is represented down there. Okay, now you need to write in your notes. There is just a one page, and you just have to fill in the blanks at the top, which is kind of a review, and then complete the table. Okay, now that you've done your notes, we're just going to do, we're just going to write and possibly solve an inequality real life problem. This should say, this right here should say inequality. Okay, my mistake. Okay, so let's read our real life situation. It says to become an astronaut pilot for NASA, a person can be no taller than 6.25 feet. Your friend is 5 feet 9 inches tall. How much can your friend grow and still meet the requirement? So first, let's change your friend's height into feet. So right now it's 5 feet 9 inches. 9 inches is the same as, well, there's 12 inches in a foot, so it's the same as 3/4, which is the same as 0.75. So our friend is 5.75 feet tall. Okay. So first thing we want to do is we want to, we did our common units. Now we want to do a verbal model. And in that, we're going to say that the current height, which is what, of our friend is 5.75, plus the amount he can grow, has to be less than or equal to the height limit. Right? So this is current plus what he can grow has to be less than or equal to the height limit. So we have 5.75. The amount he can grow is unknown. And the height limit was what? 6.25 feet. Okay, so that's our inequality. Now to solve it, I gotta move that. Okay, to solve it, we want to subtract 5.75 on this side and subtract 5.75 on that side. So that h is less than or equal to 0.5. Okay, so that means that your friend can only grow less than or equal to half a foot. Okay. Now you need to do just 2 practice problems in your notes. All right, so the practice problems. The first one, p minus 3 is less than or equal to -2. So for these, you both needed to solve it as well as graph the solution. So on this one, first thing to note is it's a -3. We're subtracting a 3, so we need to add 3. And we need to add 3 to this side. So p is going to be less than or equal to something, right? Whatever that is. And then here on the graph, whatever number you come up with, is it going to be an open or closed circle? This should be your hint, right? Less than or equal to. What kind of circle does that give you? Okay. And then when you say less than, that means you're going to have to move to the left. Okay, your arrow is going to point left. Okay, on this one, W plus 3.5 is less than 2.5. That's adding, so we need to subtract 3.5 from both sides. So then W becomes W less than -1. Okay, but on this one, what kind of circle? And which direction will your arrow point? Right? Less than. All right, that is it for 4.5.